How you doing? This is Muhammad. I'm here with Mike, and we're here to talk about life with drugs. All right. What was life like before you started using drugs?
Well, for me, it was not a whole lot different. Um, when I started doing opiates, it really changed because they really got a hold of me. There was a time when I first started, it was basically just self-medicating, and I thought I knew what was best for me. I took these things; they made me feel really good. They gave me a lot of energy, and I felt like with this I could improve my life, in a way. But after time, you end up getting addicted to the thing, and it ruins your life. The thing that you thought was making you better. It's like that movie Limitless.
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
Mm-hmm.
The guy takes a pill, but remember all the later consequences of it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that.
Yeah. So childhood was good for you.
Oh yeah, I had a great childhood, great parents. I went to good schools. I did decent in school.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a good student though. I never really cared a lot about it. I was
Average.
lackadaisical. I didn't pay attention all the time.
Yeah.
But I think I'm somewhat smart. I'm not dumb.
So what was like the first time you used, like your age, first time using drugs?
Well, I tried marijuana when I was a freshman in high school, but I never tried any pills or anything like that till I was about actually 18. I started experimenting with pills and that, but never really started doing them regularly until I got that kidney stone. The first time I had a kidney stone was about 22, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that first time I was able to walk away from them. There was another time, same thing happened, but then when I was about 29, I had another kidney stone, and that one kind of lasted a while too, because you pass them, it takes time to pass them. And this one wasn't able to pass it for a few months, so I was being prescribed those pills, and then after the prescription was up, I was finding them from other people any way that I could.
Mm-hmm.
And that went on for a couple years after, and the dosage, like what I was taking, just went up and up and up and up and up, for what started as like $5. The pills go for $5 a piece, anywhere from $5 to $30. And what started with a $5 a day habit ended up turning into a $60 a day habit. 60.
So like when your freshman year, when you started smoking marijuana, did you keep on continuing smoking till you turned 18?
Oh yeah. I never stopped doing that stuff.
So that was like the beginning of the trend.
Well, a lot of people, I wouldn't say that so much. I don't feel like that because of that was the reason I started doing that. The pain is what made me start doing this. But if I wouldn't have had that pain, I wouldn't have started doing these if I didn't have the pain. I wasn't really looking for them. I wasn't, it wasn't like because I was smoking marijuana that I felt like I needed to move on to something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people say that that's the case, but I don't feel like it was in my experience. But I'm not saying you should do that. You know what I mean?
Okay. How was your body reacting to it?
Well, at first I got an energy. It gave me a lot of energy. I wasn't sleeping a lot. The only good thing that came out of doing those was I quit drinking. When I was doing heavy on the opiates, I didn't want to drink, so I quit drinking. I never picked it back up. It's been years.
Yeah.
So one good thing came out of it, But for me, it was like an energy, but it was fake energy. You know, it's like fake energy, fake strength. It's not real. You know, as soon as it wears off, you feel 50 times worse than you ever would without it. You know what I mean? And especially when you're actually physically addicted to it, you actually need it. It's not like, it never feels as good as it did the first time. It slowly loses its power, and it eventually becomes powerless, almost to the point where it's like you're only doing it so that you're not sick. You know what I mean? It's the truth.
Mm-hmm. So how was like your life professionally and financially when you was using opiates?
It was really good, actually. And then I had a really good job, and I can't say that it was because of that I left this job. It was other things, personal and things going on at the workplace that, you know, plus I wanted to move back here. I have a house here. I was down in Columbus for years, and I just felt like coming back here, but I left that good job. You know, I quit. I had a really good job, and you know what? If I wasn't messing with that, I don't think I would have quit. I think my judgment was probably clouded because of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, looking back now, but you know, I could function well with it, but I was wasting all my money. You know what I mean? All the work, all the hard work, it was just for nothing. You know, but I had steady income coming in all the time, so I wasn't thinking about, you know, I just knew I could make it back. But then when I came back here, I didn't go right back to work because I had all that money set. I had $13,000 saved up, and you know, I thought that would last me a while. It didn't last me but a few months. I blew right through it, all of it, you know, and now I got a good job and stuff, but it took me a while to get back going, get back to where I was, you know.
What have you sacrificed for your former addiction?
Oh man, when you are when you have a serious addiction, you sacrifice a lot. You won't go places for long periods of time. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to go on a vacation unless you know you're going to be able to get enough pills to last you that entire trip.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't want to do stuff. You don't want to, like, that in itself is just crazy, man. Like, you're planning, that's the only thing you think about. Like, somebody could be like, oh, come on out to California. You can stay for free. You know, it's all on me. I'll pay for your flight. But you're thinking in the back of your mind, man, I'd love to go, but how am I going to get my pill? You know what I mean? That's all you can think about. Like, it's insane. It's insane.
Do you remember any time where you felt real bad about being high? Like a personal spot?
Yeah. When I opened up, I had a little safe where I kept my money, and it was like $100 bills. And when I was doing that, I had all that money, and I would take like $100 out every day. I didn't have it in the bank. I just had it in this like safe in my room. And I wouldn't count it because I didn't want to know where I was at. I didn't want to, you know, I was like not counting it. And then one day I go in there, and it's the last 100. And I felt so sick. You know, I just was like, oh my God, what did I do? That was one time, you know, but there was a lot of times where I felt low, man. You know, just going to places like where I had no business being, meeting with people that I shouldn't have been around at all, you know, to get these things, like in really sketchy places sometimes, you know. But I didn't care at the time. I just cared about getting the things. That's it, you know. And then you think about it afterwards, like, man, even that same night, like, what am I doing, you know?
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, this is what I'm doing. It's all good. You know, like.
What was your lowest point?
Well, like I said, probably that day when I realized I didn't have any money left. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when my girlfriend, I had my girlfriend found some of those pills, and that was the lowest, but at the same time, it was a high point. It was a good thing, you know what I mean? At that time, it was really low. I felt so bad, and I felt terrible because I was living a lie. In my mind, I wasn't lying to anybody because I didn't tell anybody about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I felt like, oh, I never told you, so how did I lie? But that is a lie. When you're doing that and hiding something, that's worse than lying. And that was horrible. I felt terrible. I felt like I let everybody down, including myself.
Who got hurt the most by your addiction?
Probably myself, but probably my girlfriend too. I know it hurt her, but luckily she was cool about it and, helped me and stuck with me and everything. But my parents too, I know they did everything they could to raise me right, you know what I mean? Put me in good schools. I had a good life, a good childhood. Like, I'm sure it hurt them, but they were good to me. Good, they helped me. They didn't judge me about it. There's still times though when I'll get in an argument with them and you on drugs, still to this day. But I just had to shake it off or whatever. But they have the right to say that.
How many times you tried to quit?
There was so many times I wanted to quit, but I never really tried until that time, and I did it, and I've stayed quit. I've been pretty good about when I have my mind set on something, pretty good about doing it. I had my mind set on doing those, and I did them. And I had no intentions of stopping. And then when it was time to stop, I had my mind set up that I wanted to quit. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, that's the most important thing. The number one thing is to be able to say, yeah, I messed up. I'm addicted. I'm an addict. I can't do this. I'm addicted to it. You have to be able to acknowledge that. You have to be able to admit that you have a problem. That's the first thing. And the second thing, you have to want to quit. You have to want to. You're not going to quit if your mom and dad and your girlfriend want you to quit. It's not going to work. You're going to relapse. You have to want to quit. I had to want to. Nobody else. Obviously everybody else wanted me to quit. That's not enough. I had a friend, his brother, he was on heroin. Both him and his brother. It's about 3 years ago. His brother died. He watched his brother die right in front of him. Right in front of him, man. They were doing that stuff together. That wasn't enough to get him to quit. Watching his brother die from it. That wasn't enough, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he still kept on doing it after that. But when he wanted to quit, he's been good now for a couple of years. It's great. But, even seeing your own brother, your family die in front of you isn't enough. You have to want to quit. Like nothing, no outside influence will make you quit unless you get locked up and you're forced to quit because you're behind bars. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. How did you quit?
I had to go to the pain management doctor, and get prescribed to a medication. It's called, there's a couple different, names for it, brand names or whatever, but it's basically Suboxone. And what it is it's basically, what's a good analogy? It's almost like
a replacement?
No, it's not, because this stuff, when you start, they start you out on a high dosage, and as you do it, your dosage goes down, mm-hmm. Okay, till you don't need it anymore. Mm-hmm. That's the opposite of Percocets or any of those type of pills. When you start, you start at a small dosage and it goes up because you need it to get the feeling. You know what I mean? This is